What is this forest? It wasn't visible from the castle walls.
Keep moving forward. We should come across an old cottage hidden away in the woods. Will it be the oracle?
The crimson leaves of the trees remind me of flames.
The burb.
A black bird? Was that a crow?
You seem surprised.
This is the first time I've seen a real one.
A small chuckle slips free of Seneca. You are like a little cub who just dared to venture out of its den, aren't you?
I never had the chance to set foot beyond the castle walls.
Like, did he dispel the illusion that the guards weren't real in the first place, or what? Hey, hello, what's this?
In a small clearing of the forest, I found the statue of a woman on her knees. She looks as if she's kneeling to pray. How strange, this doesn't look like an altar to the goddess. Who might she be?
Whoever it may be, a statue of, she's very beautiful, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, she is.
Oh dear.
Off in the distance, an unexpected sight sends a chill down my spine. A loathsome beast is gorging itself on someone's entrails. Amid sickening sounds that in a twisted way reminds me of feasts that were once held at the castle. Terrors.
Also reminds me of her maid. And you know what? Wouldn't be surprising if it is the maid. Authority. Authority skills can boost the power of allies. Okay. The enemy is about to execute a normal attack. Yellow flash. You can block 50% damage. You press OK. Ah, okay. But yes, like I said, so far, I know it's been quite a long video. And for those who kept with me for this long as well, thank you. I'm really liking the look of this game. I'm really liking it. I like the vibe and I like what it's going for. I still can't help but feel like, is this like made through RPG makers? If it is, it's very well done. Are you alright?
Let's continue. My words escape as a growl of tired order. I can taste bile on my tongue, but I swallow my nausea and fear both.
Did you know it's said that the stomach of terrors is a bottomless pit? No matter how much life they devour, they never feel satiated. There's an abyss inside them, a hole of perpetual emptiness. Can you imagine? It is. Take care that you never suffer from it. In any case, I was just thinking out loud. Don't mind me.
A bloodied face wears an expression of dread I've never seen before. Filthy creature!
It could have just been a doggy. I got corrupted by whatever reasons.
I have the constant feeling that we are being watched.
Look behind. We are being watched.
Seneca, there's someone over there.
Worry not. They won't come any closer.
How do you know? Who are they?
Some old acquaintances, but pay them no heed. Not for the time being. We had better keep moving forward. Time is running out. I also wonder if Seneca is actually one of the Ashens as well.
Is this the place?
My mistress is waiting inside. Let's open this door.
This is...
Oh, is that the witch? Damn! No wonder the king was infatuated with her.
This is nothing but an illusion, princess. Soon you shall realize that here you are able to think clearly, for better or worse. In front of us, there is a woman of outstanding beauty. Her voice is calm and her smile enigmatic. She seems familiar. Thank you for guiding her, Seneca.
Mistress?
Allow me to welcome you, Princess Aranus. I am Circe, the one many call a witch.
Owen answers, which brings the back of her hand to her lips, making little effort to hide an amused smirk.
Impatient and impulsive, just like your king, albeit you have far more to lose. Explain yourself! I must warn you that reality can be extremely cruel if you lack the courage to face it. I came all this way to hear the truth for myself, presuming there is any coming from your lips. I shall start by revealing the reason behind your nonsensical behaviour. The reason for it exists in a truth you do not seem fully aware of. We are not in the real world, but in a dream. A dream? I feel a lump in my throat upon hearing that. Scenes and images flash in my head as I begin reliving various moments, unable to tell which memories are real and which are not. 7 years ago, the king of Cristaria decided to defy the goddess's will by declaring war on the neighbouring kingdom of Fortuna. His plan was to capture and execute Princess Smicaria, possessor of divine blood. This would be the first time that a king dared to rebel against the goddess's plan. However, just as war seemed imminent, the unthinkable happened. The day of your 13th birthday, right before dusk fell upon the land, the god descended from the heavens. She filled every last corner of your kingdom with her presence, and announced to all the punishment for Cristaria's arrogance and disobedience. You, innocent child and blood of her blood, were merely put to sleep for the goddess to keep under her control. You have been immersed in a pleasant dream ever since, while your body kept growing as the years passed. The rest fell victim to a terrible curse. From the king to the very last vassal, everyone witnessed how their skin lost its warmth, only to be transformed into stone. Now an endless amount of statues fill every corner of your kingdom, with nothing but silence.
Huh. Okay, so that's what the statue was, which we saw in the woods. But then what was the corpse? That person, they were flesh.
No, this can't be true. This means I have nothing left. So you're saying that while I dream, every person I have ever loved has turned into stone? That's if there truly is a real world now. I'm alone in it. I've never been alone before. It's incredibly hard for me to accept this, so unimaginably hard. Poor princess without a kingdom.
My eyes keep being distracted.
Loneliness is a fearsome enemy for those who have never seen its claws before. You! I fix my gaze upon her, recognizing her as the source of all this misfortune. What kind of poisonous tales did you whisper in the king's ears? The same tales you came seeking for yourself, princess. The truth. I did warn you. The truth can be devastating. But I'm afraid I lack the luxury of time to offer you every answer you seek. Soon night shall fall in your realm. And like every day before the last, you will inevitably wake up in your room with no recollection of any of this. You must make a decision before that happens, here and now. You have my attention. There is a way to free your people of their fates. The path ahead is filled with thorns, but in you I discern a strong spirit, one of a true sovereign. I would not have come here otherwise. What do you gain from this? You are sharp. It's clear I would not be helping you if there was nothing for me to gain. You all were punished that night, princess. I am no exception. So long as this curse weighs upon my shoulders, It is only natural that I should wish to help you end it. You will also turn to stone, but how? As soon as I noticed my skin transforming, I separated my soul from my body. Now can I communicate with my apprentice Seneca, thanks to the bond we share. This is why I act through him. I look at Seneca. He smiles weakly and nods his head. Since you know of my condition, I must ask you to look on the table. There is something I left there which you shall need. When I look at him, Seneca looks back at me with a silent smile.
Is that a sword or a... No, it's a dagger.
A dagger? Its name is Soulbreaker. If you want to save your kingdom, you must kill the goddess with it. Kill the goddess? The mother of all creation? Such blasphemous words should feel like a blade to my ears, and yet they seem to comfortably nest within my heart. This is the goddess that Cristaria has worshipped for centuries, only for the devoted to have their faith and service spit upon in return. Ungrateful mother, I cannot help but curse her from the depths of my heart. So you say it is possible to kill the goddess with this dagger? Not exactly, for even the Soulbreaker can achieve such a feat on its own. It requires certain circumstances, the first of which has already presented itself, an opportune moment. The goddess has fallen into a deep slumber after using the remnants of her power, inflicting a curse upon the entire kingdom. She is weaker than ever, which is why we must act now before she recovers and wakes up. How will I even reach the goddess? Even the dead cannot go beyond the garden of the just. You shall know when the moment comes. Before that, you must dedicate your efforts to preparing the Soulbreaker. This will be your true mission. I glanced at the dagger between my fingers. Prepare it? How?
Oh, damn, I like this scene.
You must plunge it deep into the hearts of the other princesses. Oh. Nourish it with their blood, their last living breaths. Feed it with their souls born from the goddess. Do that and you shall be in possession of the most powerful weapon ever created.
Capable of killing the goddess herself now that she's weakened.
To save my kingdom, I have to murder the other princesses.
It's terribly macabre.
I won't be able to save my kingdom if I don't become a murderer who spills innocent blood. My soul will be callous, vile. But what are 3 lives compared to a whole kingdom? It's a fair sacrifice for the greater good. I'm sure father would do it without so much as a second thought.
That's why he was going to go to war with the kingdom. I wonder if something happened where he was like, I want to stay. He literally said he would do anything to save his daughter. But I wonder if the other princesses have been told the same thing.
Well, I am Cristaria's princess. I will never turn my back on my people. For them, I am willing to stain my hands and my soul. Spoken like a true sovereign. Now tell me how I can awaken from the spell. You must die, princess. When the Princess Erinus from the dream dies, the dream shall die with her. Only then will your eyes open in reality.
I did wonder this, because if they also have the blood of, like, the goddess as well, does that not mean we do as well?
Seneca will be waiting with the Soulbreaker at the capital in Fortuna. Look for an inn called Flowers for the Queen. I cast my gaze down towards the reflection of the dagger's blade. The girl within trembles, causing me to grip it tighter in a bid to banish my fear. Dying? Isn't your kingdom worth any kind of sacrifice?
What if I refuse? Would she do it anyway?
I won't do what you ask. What guarantees that I will wake up if I die now? Only a fool would blindly trust the words of a witch. It grieves me that you distrust me after all I have shown you tonight. What's wrong with me? Suddenly I feel paralyzed. As much as I try to move, I can't. It's as if my body no longer belongs to me. Besides, you seem to be forgetting one thing. What did you... You are in my realm. You have no power here, no matter how strong your will. It's only in that moment that I realize the dagger is no longer in my possession, but Seneca's. You! Like a cornered animal, I muster all my strength to move, to do something, but to no avail.
Yeah, so even if we refuse, it still happens.
He leans in very close to whisper something in my ear. It's the very last thing I hear.
It won't hurt, princess. I think the initial entry point will hurt.
The twilight of the kingdom is not gentle, nor is it serene. The twilight of a kingdom is tempestuous, cruel, and merciless. If it is sword, axe, and hammer, pain, cries, and devastating wound, two hearts side by side, one withered, one bitter. Death is not kind. If it intended to be so, I'd refuse it. For I swear that never again shall you take from me the frenzied madness that life should always be.
Damn.
I wake abruptly, the first breath of life grating on my ears. My pulse races uncontrollably as I instinctively bring a hand to my chest, resting it atop the imaginary wound. I'm alive. The witch spoke true. I remain motionless for what seemed like an eternity. I'm in my bedroom, yet it's foreign to me. Then I realize I'm surrounded by flowers on my bed, scattered atop the sheets as if it were a grave. Not a single petal is withered. I feel so exhausted, and my body feels so heavy.
Get up.
My entire being feels weighed down. It's an immense effort to merely lift myself upright. When my feet finally touch the floor, my knees begin to quiver. A sense of immense loneliness overwhelms me.
I'm still controlling? Oh my.
It's full of dust. I brush away some of the dust with my hand to peer at my reflection. I look the same, but am I?
He's not even going to be here. He's going to be, like, elsewhere.
It's dark and extremely silent. Denise, is that you? No longer will you come to wake me every morning. No longer will I see your smile. I'll bring you back to life. I promise.
A small gleam near the statue's feet catches the prince's attention. Take a look.
A pendant? Did it belong to the guard?
Oh no, not hiccups now, please. There's the king.
Father. Father, it's me. I don't know if you can hear me underneath that shell of stone, but I promise to do everything in my power to save and avenge our kingdom. I will be worthy. Even if I have to destroy the world.
Determination swells in the princess's breast upon offering her pledge, almost as if her father had somehow heard her and offered her what little strength he had left to give. Thanks, I'll take it. I'll take the +1 attack. That's pretty good.
Goodbye, Father.
Yeah, the maids are running and the guards are like preparing to attack something.
The main doors are very heavy, and try as I might right now, I lack the strength to force them open. I must find another way out. A balcony, perhaps?
Oh, is it finally time for the balcony to come into play? Nice. Nice.
I feel so alone.
And you're still just wearing an nightie as well. Like, someone must have taken care of us while we're in a deep sleep, because, you know.
I begin climbing down carefully. My body feels clumsy and weak. Moving my limbs has never felt so difficult. I only make it halfway down before my grip loosens and I slip. My arms lacking the strength to hold onto the vine any longer. Ah! My startled scream precedes a violent impact against the ground. I feel numb. Whether I've broken a bone or not, I can't tell, but I lack the strength to stand up right now. I curl up against myself instead. I'm alone. Alone in a world with no voices or faces. I can't allow myself to be this weak. I loathe the sound of my own sobbing. What feels like an eternity is all I can hear throughout the cold night. I try to muffle it.
Oh, that's not good.
A threateningly deep and guttural growl suddenly pulls me back to reality. An enormous black beast towers over me, standing upright on its hind legs. Its crimson eyes pierce my soul.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, Ernest. You have been sleeping for, like, maybe up to 7 years. So, yeah, your body's not going to be moving like you want it to.
I'm unarmed, and even if I weren't, I'd lack the strength to stand up before the beast decides to pounce. What if this is just another dream? What if I wake up again? Perhaps death will be a new beginning. My instincts scream at me to run away, to crawl if necessary. I don't want to die, to be devoured like some piece of meat. It can't end like this.
Don't touch her. I knew it. Our boy is now a man.
There's no time to think before a stranger suddenly places himself between the terror and I. He stands tall and firm, his shield raised defiantly. His eyes shine with a fierce glow as if he's in a frenzy. The warrior wastes no time striking the beast maw with his shield, thrusting his sword deep into its underbelly. The blade tears through its entrails in a brutal, merciless movement. The hideous shriek of the terror echoes through the night like the ill-fated melody of a living nightmare. It's enough to make my blood run cold.
Oh, he's the one who was watching over us at night with his hood over him. Yeah.
I stare up at the stranger's back, transfixed as his body tolls beneath the weight of his heavy breathing. I don't know him, and yet...
Princess.
Within his indigo eyes, I swear I catch a glimpse of a blue sky. A faraway, gentle, yet somehow familiar sky. My lips curl into a very weak smile. I've borne witness to a ghost, and at the sight of him, I feel at home again. My eyes draw to a close. I might be falling, but I feel...
Blech. How did you escape being petrified?
Oh, Chrono, come eat something. Oh, the princess won't disappear if you take your eyes off of her for a brief moment.
Forgive me, Grandmother, but I don't have any appetite.
Ah, you've always driven by passion and nothing else. She will return to us. No longer do I sense a curse upon her.
Grandmother, do you think the princess's awakening might be a sign that the kingdom is recovering?
I lament to be the one to snatch such hope away from you, but I'm afraid that the goddess's punishment remains well rooted in this land. It must be something else. Someone must have awakened the princess for good, or for bad.
Who, though?
Well, why don't we ask her now that she's stirring awake?
I open my eyes wearily. Soon enough I notice something is out of place. For as long as I can remember, the first sight that always greeted me upon awakening was my bedroom. So, where am I now?
Princess, oh, I deeply fear that I'll never see you again during what little time remains of my life.
A voice. A familiar voice. Almost as if nothing had changed. Oh, Oracle? Wait, I recognize this place, but I can't make any sense of this. Am I dreaming again? Is my mind simply overwhelmed by grief, knowing that I'm truly alone in this world?
I'm so happy to see you.
My dear child, it is you who has brought such unimaginable happiness to this old woman.
But this isn't possible, is it? The whole kingdom was...
Only the two of us could avoid the curse. It's truly a tragedy.
Immediately I take notice of the other survivor in the room. It's the young man who saved me from the terror.
Wait, Chrono?
It has been a while.
But you're all so much younger than me. You were just a child.
I have always been but a year younger than you, Princess.
Having lived inside a dream for so long, I'm now having difficulty distinguishing reality from what was only inside my mind all this time.
Oh, you should know that Chrono protecting the cast against terrors and bandits ever since that fateful day.
Truth be told, bandits rarely step inside these lands for fear of being cursed.
Thank you for your loyalty, Chrono. You have demonstrated true and unparalleled commitment to my house in our hour of need. Truly, I could never ask for a greater squire.
Thank you, Princess. What I didn't do for the kingdom, I did it for you.
He's changed so much. There's something familiar about him, and yet at the same time, there isn't. I wonder how much remains of the energetic, shy little kid who so unabashedly trained in the gardens all those years ago. I still can't believe that I am truly awake. It's becoming difficult to distinguish dreams from reality. Just a moment ago, I thought I was completely alone in the world, and now for some reason you both are here by my side. I fear this may be too good to be true.
Oh, believe it to be true, Princess. Even in these dark days, there is always a reason. I am the goddess's oracle because I partook of her fruit. A part of her essence runs through my veins, purifying my soul. This is why I possess the power to repel her rage. I did all that I could to keep Chronos safe until the goddess's light faded from the sky and nothing but the black night remained.
Ah, okay, that explains it.
The oracle closes her eyes in sorrow. It must be a very painful memory for her. To think while all this happened, I was dreaming of bright days and celebrations. My gaze falls low upon the sheets as I become prey to my own guilt and anger. Oracle? Chrono? I raise my head towards them. If I've ever harbored any doubts about the path I must walk, they're well and truly gone now. I'm here to break the curse and free our kingdom.
Oh. You aim to kill the goddess.
I realize what I just said would be deemed the most unforgivable form of blasphemy, but it's been a long time since the goddess ceased being our guardian and instead became our executioner. Never again shall I worship the one who destroyed my kingdom.
The goddess's punishment has been terrible. In such dark hours, only a fool would fail to understand how much such anger might be overwhelming. However, in spite of everything that has happened, she is still the guardian of the world. None can tell what will become the land and our very souls without her.
Earlier you confessed that your visions have weakened. It coincides with what the witch said, does it not? The goddess fell into a deep slumber and now her presence is barely felt. Haven't both sun and moon continued to rise and fall, even in her absence?
My child, you speak of matters unknown to you. Not even I, as close to the goddess as I am, know all of the details. You might do well to remember that it was the truth, spoken by a witch that ultimately resulted in the fall of an entire kingdom. Back then, your father refused to listen. That woman had dug her claws into him, filling his ears with dastardly whispers. And now she's doing the same to you. She's leaving you deaf and blind with rage. I fear that Kristaya's downfall may not suffice for her.
Don't assume that I trust the witch.
I mistrust her intention just as much as you do, but in spite of that, she is not wrong. Our kingdom is cursed. If there is any possibility of saving Cristaria, I will entertain it, no matter the cost. I cannot walk away. Oh, my child, you speak with passion, but also as someone who feels they have nothing left to lose. As if the world has already ended for you and nothing but sorrow and hatred remain. I am sorry for disappointing you, Oracle. Truly I am. But accepting the death sentence bestowed upon my kingdom is not an option for me. This is not what I was born to do. Oh, if you are so keen on defying fate, at least allow this poor old woman to ask you one last question. You're about to spill innocent blood and sink the world into the depths of chaos. What feelings stir in your heart knowing this?
Yeah, because to save your kingdom, you're basically condemning three. It's really difficult for me.
I'm not proud of the things that I must do, if that is what you are asking. I wish I had the luxury of choice. I assure you that I won't. I would take a different path if I could. Alas, there are none that are acceptable to me.
Oracle nods gloomily.
The path you walk will be full of thorns. I shall pray for your soul not to stray along the way.
Chrono remains silent, not offering up a single word on the matter. I cannot tell what he must think of all of this. For some reason I begin to feel very sleepy. My eyelids begin to close as I am forced to shake my head just to stay awake.
Oh, you should rest. There is still a long night ahead.
I have been resting for 7 years. I don't understand why I feel so tired.
Oh, you are unused to being awake. You will likely experience periods of deep sleep for a while until your body adjusts. I'll give you a remedy to help you recover faster. However, you must try to gather your strength for tomorrow.
Yes, you are right.
I'm sorry, Oracle.
She offers a weak smile before I turn to leave for bed. I open my eyes abruptly. My heart is pounding. It's still night. The darkness unsettles me. I'm unused to it. Am I awake? Suddenly the fear that I may be somewhere else overwhelmed me. What if the Oracle and Chrono had disappeared? Ah, the Oracle. I notice they're sleeping in the bed next to me and a sense of relief washes over me.
Why does it seem like there was room for two in here?
Looking at her face as she sleeps makes me feel more at ease. At least I know that she's still here and this wasn't a dream. On the other hand, I don't see Chrono. It's locked.
What's the time? So if I was to go by that, it would be like 9 PM maybe, but it doesn't feel like it is.
The silence that fills the air is tormenting me. I wonder, would death be similar to this? The frigid air greets my skin with a pinch as I step outside. It's a strange thing to accept that Cristaria has become so cold.
I still can't run. Barely. There he is.
I finally spot Chrono. He's sleeping on the grass close to the lake. Is he asleep? His eyes are closed. He seems to be asleep. It still feels strange when I think about how he's the same kid I knew from the dream.
Sit beside him.
I find myself drawn to his company and carefully sit down but alongside him. My eyes get lost in the quiet stillness of the lake. At this hour, the water looks like a dark, bottomless well. Nothing is as I remember. Where is my kingdom? Who dwells in it?
You couldn't sleep either.
I can't help but jump slightly in spite of how calm his voice is. When I shift my gaze to him, I find he's looking back at me in turn. I'm sorry. Did I wake you?
No. Ooh. Cute. I like this music. I mean, she does look like a shining light in the darkness.
Hey, you didn't come to sleep out here because I was occupying your bed. You didn't come to sleep out here because I was occupying your bed, did you?
No, I
noticed a slight blush on his cheeks. He breathes out a discreet sigh.
was just thinking.
You were very quiet earlier. I would like to know your thoughts about me. Inside, I'm filled with fear. I wouldn't like to leave tomorrow knowing that I've disappointed him too. Do you think I'm a monster, Chrono? He stares at me with a mixture of surprise and silence, as if his next thought is something he cannot bring himself to say. He soon returns his gaze to the sky, a familiar grin of melancholy behind his eyes.
I admire you, Princess. It is true that I've always admired you since I was young, but... Chrono tempers his chest with a slow sigh. You are willing to walk a path not many would have the courage to take, for the good of your people. As a squire, I can't help but to feel very fortunate to serve you.
A strange feeling begins to stir deep within my chest after hearing his words. I turn my gaze towards him, towards the black abyss posing as a lake. My feet move idly on the grass, one rubbing against the other. It is a relief to hear that, Chrono, yet at the same time, I'm surprised. You know as well as your grandmother that making an attempt on the goddess's life is a crime unlike any ever imagined.
If it is a crime, then I will help you commit it.
His declaration is met with wide eyes as I turn to look at him again, stunned.
He's loved you ever since he's been young.
To hear those words in my ears, they sound like...
Betrayed against the Oracle, never like agreement.
However that Chrono understands me, that I'm not alone, it's almost as if a part of those days is still with me. Am I that afraid? You are brave, Chrono, or perhaps just as reckless as I. I feel selfish for admitting that I would gladly accept your company on the path that lies ahead. However... In this world's eyes, my soul is filthy. I do not wish to drag you down into the abyss with me.
Princess, would you try lying down for a moment?
I can't hide my bewilderment as I looked at him, his gaze still fixated on the sky above. Though puzzled, I oblige and mimic him regardless. I lie down with my back on the grass, and I can't help but let out a breath of amazement.
It's going to have so many different endings, this is what I feel, depending on the choices you make.
I had been so focused on the lake that I hadn't paid attention to how beautiful the stars look. When was the last time I truly saw them? I think it was many, many, many years ago, together with Chrono. Just like this, those days didn't hurt. We remained like this for a while, lying side by side in silence, watching the stars shimmer from this pocket of calm, lost within a withered kingdom. His presence brings me comfort.
I'd say smooch, 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 but yeah, no, please no.
And the breeze is gentle, and my eyelids are only getting heavier. Who would have guessed that even in the depths of the darkness, I would still find something so...
Where am I? The mattress that nestles warmly against my still body still feels familiar, but the air carries a scent I haven't breathed in a long time. One that might have greeted me from the gardens of the past. And I feel such joy and such sorrow, it's overwhelming. Oh, goddess, is it you? I managed to open my eyes. Oh, the silhouette of a stranger is in dangerous proximity to the princess makes my blood run cold.
How is your awakening, princess?
He whispers warmly with a sweet voice, a serpent in a child's ears.
Now you know how much truth there was in my mistress's words.
Reality cuts deeper than 1,000 swords.
I cannot move. It's as if I lack not only a body, but a voice too.
I wonder why we're seeing this from the Oracle's perspective. It's interesting, though. I like it. Oh, so you're not alone. So, Kristara's Oracle is alive. How fortunate that she survived. It must have been quite a relief for you. Oh, the stranger looks at me intently, aware of my presence. For a moment, he's all that I can see and perceive. Goddess of mine, mother of creation, I beg of you to open your eyes. For shadows spread while you sleep. So we got the bad boy and we got the good boy. Okay.
I'm still here. It seems nothing robbed the kingdom's birds of their song. The last thing I remember is watching the stars with Chrono. But how did I end up back in bed?
Good question. How did you end back up in bed? You're awake.
Good morning, Chrono. You seem surprised.
No, I mean, good morning, princess. How did you sleep?
I slept well. I assume it was thanks to your grandmother's remedy.
That is good to hear.
Chrono, I don't quite remember what happened last night. Did I fall asleep?
Yes. Outside, I carried you to your bed afterwards. Grandmother wasn't exaggerating when she said that you were a deep sleeper. I don't like feeling so exposed. Thank you for carrying me. No need to thank me. You should talk to my grandmother. She has something for you. I don't feel like Chrono did anything to us.
Good morning, Oracle.
Oh, princess. Would you be so kind as to bring me one of the little jars from the table by the entrance?
Sure.
Alright, got ourselves a small jar.
Ah, yes, this one is perfect. The Oracle begins filling the jar with some sort of elixir she seems to have been preparing. Oracle, I'm ready to depart. This is a farewell. Won't you say anything?
Are you planning on leaving like this, with neither a weapon in hand nor armor upon your back?
I was planning on visiting the castle's armory before departing. I should find something there.
I see. Grandmother. Chrono, give it to her. Take this, princess. This key opens a closet in the bedroom, where we get something that belongs to you. I wonder if it's the armor that I've seen in the, on the Steam store page.
This is...
This is the armor your mother wore the day she met the king on the battlefield fighting terrors.
Mother.
And this sword is a gift that the king ordered to be forged for you shortly after your birth. No one has ever wielded it. It has waited for you all these years, and I'll replace it when I get to the next town. Chrono, why don't you go outside and tend to the garden while the princess changes? Of course. Prometheus, Maiden of Ashes. Interesting. So obviously the people of Ashes are the ones that are descended from dragons. Oh, don't we look adorable?
Finally, I am ready to depart, Chrono. Although I try to hide it, there's a knot in my throat and another one in my stomach.
Princess.
I'm caught off guard as Chrono suddenly bends the knee, his eyes now glistening sharply with determination that could slice the air between us.
Because Stara's oracle is witness, and as the squire I have served since the day I was born, I ask you to take me with you. Allow me to become Stara's sword and shield. I swear to you. I shall pledge to spill every last drop of my blood for its salvation if I must.
Chrono, you are the Oracle's kin, As it stands right now, you should consider me an enemy, Chrono, not an ally.
Yes, she is the Oracle. She is sworn to the goddess above all else. But I was born a squire, and thus I am sworn to my kingdom and to you.
In truth, I had feared setting off on this path alone from the start, and I know I need all the help I can get.
I'll seek the Oracle's permission.
Chrono, every son and daughter of Christia has the right to give up their life in service of the kingdom. However, you are also indebted to your grandmother, she who has given you a life and a home. It is her and her alone whose permission you should seek today. With that said, I shift my gaze to the Oracle. She remains silent, listening. Oracle, I would be lying if I said that I do not wish to have my squire by my side, but I do not harbour any desire to offend you further than I have already. I do not return to life just to take from you what little you have left. Thus, I consider it inappropriate to allow anything other than your opinion to prevail on this matter. I leave the decision entirely in your hands.
John looks towards the Oracle, his expression tense yet focused. The Oracle breaks her own silence with a sigh. Oh, you're a man now, Chrono, capable of making his own decisions. I always knew the day would come when you decide to leave, that your fate wouldn't be found in the calmness of acceptance. While I sought the goddess's mercy in the skies, you sought only the fragments of your dear kingdom, withering alongside his memories.
The Oracle shakes her head softly.
No, your fate has always been tied to hers, grandmother. Go now. You have things to prepare for the journey. Take some food and all the gold you can find in the cottage. There shall be much more in the castle's vaults, but I don't recommend carrying much on such dangerous paths.
Thank you, grandmother.
Will you be alright?
The kingdom is still infested with terrors. You shouldn't stay here on your own with no means to protect yourself. Come with us, at least as far as Fortuna.
An oracle must never leave her kingdom. Your concern is misplaced either way. It is not me you must fear for. Come, I'll give you the last remedy I prepared. It should suffice towards your complete recovery. I know you don't have a bad heart, Princess. I wish there was another way, I truly do. I shall pray to the goddess for your soul, and for mine.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, home, my childhood, my silent kingdom. I'm taking your laughter and despair with me as I march toward the unknown as a princess, a champion, and a murderer. If I am fortunate enough to return someday, it shall be with both my sword and soul stained with blood, and with the world on its knees for you.
That's got to be the end of the demo, right? That was the entire prologue, holy moly. I assume it's the entire prologue. Silent Kingdom. What a chunky demo. Yep, that was the end of it. What a demo. Great, fantastic. I would love to try and do the entire playthrough of this. And it's a Kickstarter game as well. Fantastic. Oh, so many Kickstarter backers. Wow. Part 4, Part 5, Part 6. Holy moly. A lot of people back this game. That's great. Thank you for playing this demo. No, thank you for making this game. I could have read all the backers, but it would have taken a real long time. But yeah, that was the Silent Kingdom. That was the Silent Kingdom, sorry. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That was one heck of a demo. I honestly cannot wait to see what the full game is like and what it offers. Not what I expected. And I love it. I need to go rest my throat for a bit. That's all for now.